one time of the year that everybody's been looking forward to is the spring football season. And right now we're looking forward to seeing exactly how things are going to play out for each individual team whose spring football season have now began. One thing I want everybody to remember, there's going to be a lot of pressure on a lot of people out here, the athletes, the coaches, because you're going to have a lot of folks that's going to be pushing forward or pushing at them that, hey, listen, this is our year. We need to get this thing done. We need to get out here and win. Then we can't have no shortcuts. We can't come out here mediocre. We can't come out here with the boo-boo and just think that everything's going to be A-okay. We just can't have it. We can't have it. And the one thing I want people to understand is this. Coaches are still making decisions on exactly where they are going to coach for this season. And right now you got another coach making a move. You got folks still arguing about money. I mean, it's so chaotic right now. We're going to go ahead and address a few things. You already know what time it is because like I said, pressure bust pipes. Pressure bust pipes, and while everybody's trying to position themselves to make sure they're in the right position to get to where they're trying to get to, especially when 2025 come around, y'all already know things going to be real thick come the upcoming months. We're going to watch some more of this stuff start spinning around, boy, and you're going to have that big old pot of Kool-Aid with that wood spoon and that bad boy with that sugar in there. You're going to be dumping that sugar in there trying to grape or red. You can try and find out how sweet that thing is. That's what time it is right now. So get your glass, get your cups, get your ice, get your chips, get whatever it is you need to get right now because y'all already know what time it is. It's another episode of Blow the Whistle with your host, Coach Walker. Let's go ahead and get on in this thing because you know what? I'm going to tell you this right now. Even though it's too soon to pick who's going to come out on top, who's going to be named the number one team next season. You got coaches already focusing that mindset on we going to be them ones. We going to be the ones that's going to get into the playoffs. We going to be the ones going to win the conference championship. We going to be the ones going to have kids coming out of our program getting drafted to the NFL. We going to be them ones. We going to be the ones going to have the top daggone recruiting class coming in, transfers as well as high school kids. We going to be the ones, you feel me? And everybody trying to figure out like, okay, what exactly is it that we need to do? And sometimes we get lost in a little translation as far as which direction we need to go. Especially, when I say translation, I mean like the language, understand the language that everybody is speaking so that we can get to where we get to where we're trying to go. Understand the directions that's being put out there. And guess what? Y'all already know sometimes when you don't understand the directions and you don't know where you're going, you're going to fall flat on your face. But we're going to talk about some of these things, though, because I know y'all like, Coach, what in the heck are you talking about? People falling on their face already? Spring football season just kicked off, Coach. What you got going on? Listen, I want to congratulate the Central State Lady Marauders basketball team in the SIAC. They beat Edward Waters last night, 78-71, to move on to the semifinals in the SIAC Conference Championship Tournament. Not only that, but the Tuskegee Lady Golden Tiger University, 68-53. Savannah State beat Kentucky State 87-71 in the men's division to advance to the quarterfinals as well. So congratulations to all of them. Congratulations to Jackson State Lady Tigers basketball team led by head coach Tamika Reed on winning their 5th consecutive SWAC in-season championship. Congratulations, ladies, on winning the championship. Fantastic feat. Continue to keep moving this thing forward. I believe they got one more game left, and then they're going to start getting themselves ready for the SWAC tournament play, which I believe is next week. So we're going to see how all of this is going to roll out. Hey, tune in, tap in, tell a friend. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all do all of those things for Coach. Because like I said, I'm trying to give y'all this content. So I want to make sure y'all, remember, like, share, subscribe. Make sure y'all like this video so we can go ahead and get this out to more people. Let them know that Coach doing this segment of Blow the Whistle with your host, Coach Walker. So we're going to go ahead and get on in this thing because I know you're like, Coach, what in the heck you got going on, brother? You over there, you wired up right now. Listen, I'm feeling great. I am. It's kind of like, it kind of kicked in for me, I say about 10 o'clock. It's just kind of late right now, me doing this show. I want to make sure I got this to you guys. But like I said before, guys, I'm not going to tell you no tale. Coach has been down in the dumps, man, with a lot of different things that's just been going on. Best friend passing away, my dad passing away. I mean, it's been a lot. And then not only that, but then the COVID hit me last week. And I'm going to tell you right now, guys, please keep your mask on. Make sure y'all keep these nasty folks from around y'all that's doing all this hacking and coughing, that don't want to put their hands over their freaking mouth. My wife had somebody that came slid on through her job, whatever have you, and both of us ended up getting it. That's a daggone shame right there. You feel me? So I'm feeling some kind of way about all that right now. But I'm gonna relax. I ain't gonna push the button right now. I ain't gonna push the button. I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna relax. But yeah, guys, like I said, I thank you all for all your well wishes on everything else. I appreciate you guys. And sometimes I'll be wondering, like, man, am I oversharing with these guys? And they say sometimes when you start thinking some things, maybe that's true. But I be wanting to make sure that you guys know what time it is with your favorite coach, and just let y'all know that, hey, I care about y'all, and I hope y'all care about me as much as I do for you guys, because like I stated before, this is a family thing over here. We just having us a good time. And when you're over here having a good time, guess what? That's what families do. We ain't. Sometimes we laugh together, cry together, argue, all that good stuff. So we're going, hey, this here, we might get to arguing over this one. I ain't going to lie to you on this, because this thing here, the highest of 7 hills, I'm trying to understand what in the heck they got going on over there, because it just seemed like it seemed like the sports, I mean, it just seems like athletics over there just can't, it's like everybody just can't play fair together, play nice with one another in the daggone sandbox. And I'm not understanding what's going on. I mean, once again, we're right back at this crazy thing again. And the thing is, I'm looking at this article that I saw online where, you know, you got the trustees, they mulling over making some internal changes as far as the athletic committee. And I'm like, what are y'all doing now, man? I'm like, listen, guys, look, check this out. I understand why everybody's, you know, somewhat in an uproar as far as feeling like changes need to be made. Yes, there was some shortcomings as far as with the budget or whatever have you. I think it's like 100 and something thousand in the red, if I'm not mistaken. There's a lot of folks that still upset about them not staying in the Orange Blossom Classic, whatever have you. And I get all of that. But it comes a point in time where you got to understand your value and make the necessary moves that you need to make. Now, they're saying that, you know, in the article it was stated that no one tried to renegotiate the price as far as, you know, what they were looking to receive as far as with being participants in the Orange Blossom Classic. And I'm like, okay, that's all well and great. I get that part. Yeah, you should have went back to the table to try to renegotiate to see exactly what you could get instead of just saying, "Hi, we're not doing it," and move on. But I get in a sense, I get the reason why it was decided to make that change, and you pretty much will probably see that reason come this season once you have that home game that's at Bragg Stadium. Meaning that before you didn't have that home game. It's basically you going down there. You had the charter buses to take the kids, take the athletes down there, as well as the band, the Marching 100, all your dignitaries and everybody else is getting on the bus to ride down for the Orange Blossom Class. You got to house everybody all over the place, so on and so forth. And that money is coming out of your pocket. Like it's been stated before, you come back home, you think you got a bag, and you got a Ziploc bag, a small Ziploc bag. You ain't even got a sandwich Ziploc bag. You got one of them Ziploc bags that you normally give your kids. If you got kids out there, you give them like the little carrot, 3 or 4 carrots in that bad boy, and zip it up for them to hold on to walk around the house and suck on a carrot or whatever, as a snack. That ain't no money. That ain't the money. You looking for a bigger bag than that. You feel me? But I get it. I get where everybody's coming from with all of that. What I'm talking about is the athletic committee had operated as a standalone entity within the university. According to the article on Rattler Nation, FAMU Trustees Muller Internal Committee Overhaul, I was looking at that article and I saw where the committee is looking to take away or limit the athletic committee's ability to do their daggone job. Now, I mean, this has been a standalone committee since the beginning of athletics at FAMU, according to the article. And looking at how they're trying to structure this thing, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Let me put it to you like this: let the petty begin. Yeah, because it seems like petty. This got petty written all over it, guys. I'm just gonna be honest with you, because let's look at it like this. When you look at how this is being structured, the committee basically is looking to take away or limit the athletic committee's ability to do their job. I stated it already, right? And if something's been a standalone for as long as it's been a standalone to do athletics and make the decisions necessary that need to be made, why all of a sudden now are all of these changes need to be made? And the only thing that points back to that is the fact that athletic director / vice president Ms. Green made the decision without consulting others when it came to the new hire of the football coach. People was upset and angry about who they should hire. Now, I mean, I understand that, I understand there's some, there's a way things should be done. But I mean, again, I'm looking at, are we looking at getting the job done, or are we looking to have a lot more say-so as far as what's going on? Now, I know that statement alone is going to have some folks pissed off, like, Coach, who in the hell you think you are to say we shouldn't have no say-so about who our new head coach should be? I'm not saying you shouldn't have any say-so. What I am saying is look at the money that you just cost yourselves as far as having to go get somebody to come into the university to help you guys go through everybody to hire as a new head football coach when you ended up hiring the interim guy that you named originally in the first daggone place. Not only that, but let's look at the money that was spent. If we want to go back to talking about more money, let's look at the other money that was spent back in 2023, the end of 2022, going into 2023 as far as what needed to be done when it came to your APR. I know y'all don't like talking about the APR. It's taken care of, Coach. Shut your face. It's taken care of. We don't need you talking about our APR. Who the heck are you? What your grades look like? Hey, I had a 2.7 GPA when I graduated from getting my bachelor's. And then I graduated with honors when I got my master's. So I'm just saying, I'm just saying. But I'm saying all of that to say, and I'm being sarcastic when I say this, so please don't take that personal. I'm saying all of that to say, we're still sitting in the back of the bus trying to figure out exactly the direction that we're trying to go with this. And I'm just like, guys, come on, man. At some point in time, we got to get out of the habit of, at every turn, wherever it is that we can, I'm going to find a way to swift kick somebody behind up around their shoulders. I'm like, it's not working. What's going to end up happening is this thing is going to go down a long, dark, ugly road. And what's going to happen is you're going to lose the athletes. You're going to lose the program. I mean, you guys did a lot of great things this past season with winning championships and things of that nature. I saw somewhere that you guys had 2 different championship rings for the football team. Well, guys, guess what? Can we be honest for a second? You guys do say y'all brag different, right? So if y'all bragging different, what made y'all think it was going to be done any different than how it was done with 2? Help me understand. I mean, or should it just been like one just flamboyant one and just been done with it? I mean, help me understand. I mean, I'm for it either which way it goes. Like I said, I've been in the business of having to buy championship rings for, y'all love it. I talk about the kids all the time. Getting them championship rings for the kids for the youth football league that I had. Not only that, but got them a championship belt as well. So, hey, guys, we did a lot of different things for them. We gave banners and all that kind of stuff. So I understand having to spend the money for that. But I'm like, y'all have multiple teams that won championships. And salute to all of them for getting out there, busting their humps and becoming champions for the university as well as for the teams that they played on. Salute to them. But again, back to the matter at hand, I'm looking at this article and I'm just trying to understand. I'm like, okay, guys, what exactly are we trying to do here? What's the end game with this? At the end of the day, you're gonna have to find you guys have to find some type of common ground that you're gonna be able to work on. Because trying to move everything around to say, okay, hey, we're gonna limit you from having the type of access or the type of being able to do the job that you need to do in order for you to make sure things are right with the football, with sports in general. I'm like, something's gonna get missed. Something's going to get missed. And you guys found that out already when you had the last group of folks come through there that did the audit on the sports program, trying to find out exactly what's going on. When it came down to making sure that you had you had tutors and things of that nature for the athletes to speak with, as well as those that were going to be able to process the paperwork for them transferring in from different universities and colleges, making sure that they had the classes and things that they need so that you wouldn't run into another APR issue. I get it. If you guys think the tire doesn't need to be retreaded, or better yet, y'all think the tire is fine and y'all don't need to do nothing else, hey, go ahead and make the decisions you want to make. And then you're going to be right back. We're going to be right back here talking about this thing once again. And everybody going to sit there telling, man, you don't know what the hell you talking about, coach. Shut up. Hey, bro, I'm just saying, it's okay. Hey, love y'all, guys. That's all I'm going to tell you. Hey, God bless you. I love you. That's all Coach going to say. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to do it, dog. I'm not going to do it. But I will say this. As far as athletics go, the football team, they just lost pass game coordinator / safety coach, Devon Morgan, who's been named the Bluefield University football head coach. They compete in the NIA. Congratulations to Coach Morgan on picking up that opportunity over there with Bluefield University. But you know what? Like I stated before, coaches at all times are looking to elevate themselves. Like I said, Coach had an opportunity to take on a head coaching position. Salute to him for that. Hey, wish you nothing but the best of luck, Coach. And I got to check in and watch Bluefield because Bluefield used to play against my middle son's old college. So I want to see exactly how you guys are doing over there in that conference. Speaking of coaches, we got a coach out here that's going to be coaching his two sons for the very last time this upcoming year. And it seems like Coach Deion Sanders has pushed all the chips to the center of the table. He's all in on making sure that them athletes walk about this thing with a bang. They're not going to go out this thing looking like how they looked last year, going 4-8. They're preparing themselves to get ready to go play in the Big 12 Conference next year. Coach Prime let everybody know. He put us all on notice, saying that they are going to play in the NCAA playoffs when they all go down come 2025. So we're going to see exactly what's going on. But the quarterback over there for them Buffaloes ain't trying to get, hey, listen, he ain't trying to get down with them Buffalo chips that's been dealt out here when it comes to him being ranked in the top 10 of quarterbacks coming out in 2025. He ain't trying to hear that mess, especially when you got this man ranked number 10. Yes, sir. He ain't trying to hear that garbage, man. Look here. Brandon Walker from Barstool Sports did a list of the top 10 quarterbacks in 2024, which leads me to this. QB1, number 2, grown, Mr. Legendary himself, Mr. Watch Flex, none other than Mr. Deion Sanders himself. Let it be known. Somebody need to drug test that. Somebody need to drug test that man. Because he says, hey, there's no way in the world you got me listed at number 10 out of all the quarterbacks that's out there that's returning in 2024. Not with his stats. Not with what he was able to do last season. Deion Sanders last season threw the ball 430 times, completed 298, had 3 interceptions, 27 touchdowns for 3,230 yards. Now, got to give a young man his props. He actually rushed for 4 touchdowns last season, running the ball for the Buffaloes while out there on the field in 11 games. Now, when you look at the list, looking at this list here, QB1, forgive me, because I'm just saying, at first glance, when I looked at this list, I said, wait a minute, how in the heck did y'all have number 8? Y'all had Jalen Milroe ranked number 8. I said, wait, whoa. This is crazy. This first glance, me looking at this list. And I went back and I started going back through looking at the athletes. And see, my mindset was like the QBR and, who beat who and this, that, and the third and all of that. I'm trying to find, you get to spinning this thing around in your head trying to find a way to move people around in the list. And I got to give Mr. Walker his props. List pretty solid. I'm just going to be real with you. Because when I looked at Dylan Gabriel from Oklahoma, he's an Oklahoma quarterback that transferred to Oregon. The young man threw the ball 384 times, completed 266 with a completion rate of 69.3. He had 3,666, but he had 3,660 yards, 30 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. That was the Oklahoma quarterback that transferred to Oregon. I had to take a look at Cam Ward. Cam Ward is going to Miami. Now, Cam Ward threw the ball 485 times, completing 323 for 3,735 yards with a completion rate of 66.6, 25 touchdowns with 7 interceptions. Now, The one thing that threw me off was when I looked at Milrose, I said, okay, Jalen Milrose threw the ball 284 times, completing 187, had a 65.8 completion percentage, 2,834 yards, 23 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Crazy thing is, the young man rushed the ball for 12 touchdowns. So he had 35 touchdowns, which I said, okay, I get it. I get where they're going with this. Now, when I like I said, digging in all of this and you're just looking at the athletes themselves, you're sitting there like, man, you know what? You gotta give Shedeur Sanders his props as far as what he was able to do out there on the field. I'm gonna say, I would say limited. I'm not gonna trash the line. I'm not gonna do that. I'm going to be honest with this. This is blow the whistle, right? We're gonna blow the whistle on this thing with this because the one thing I'll say is just watching this young man play. And I gotta be totally honest with you. Shedeur, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, dog. I gotta do it. If you're watching, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. But this is the thing. Looking at your play when you was at Jackson State compared to your play when you were at Colorado last year. Your first year, while at Jackson State, you were sacked 33 times. You were sacked at your first year at Colorado 52 times. Some folks say 55. I'm saying 52. Go back and look at everything. I came up with 52. Now, when you look at the second year, watching you back there in the backfield doing your thing, you were sacked 22 times, which was a total of 55 times. Now, the crazy thing is, I do believe this season you'll probably have a much better season when it comes down to you being protected in the pocket. The only thing that's going to hurt you out there on the field sometimes is when you're looking for that bomb, you're looking for that deep ball, you're looking for that wild pass. You get to sit back there, you patting that boy. You pat that ball instead of getting rid of it. And that, I believe, can be costly. Now, one great trait about you that I don't think anyone has paid any attention to. When y'all sit there and watch this young man in games, matter of fact, during the offseason, since we're in the offseason now, I want you to go back and look at the complete games. Don't put no sound on. Just sit there and watch the game. Watch the facial expressions. Look at everything that's going on out there on the field around all of the athletes at that time, the different angles that they're showing you of that game being played. And I'm going to tell you why I say this. When I watched that TCU game, Shedeur Sanders had that quarterback over there. I forget the kid's name that was over at TCU. That was the starting quarterback for them. He had that kid so wired up on what he was doing on the field. See, Shedeur was playing chess with a lot of these quarterbacks last season that was playing checkers because instead of them competing against the Colorado defense, they were competing against Shedeur Sanders, trying to make sure that they were outdoing him on the field. It wasn't about outdoing Shedeur. It was about outdoing the daggone Colorado Buffalo defense. That's what it was about. And that was the part of the thing that was it was beautiful because I'm like, man, they caught TCU slipping with that. They caught Colorado State slipping with that. They caught Nebraska slipping with that. They caught a couple other teams they caught slipping with it, and then they ended up falling short. They ended up falling short because they couldn't make them plays in the end that they needed for them to score points. The only thing I'm saying is, yes, Shedeur Sanders, everyone understands you're modeling yourself after Tom Brady. We got that part. We all got that part. The thing that I see is that oftentimes you stand back there in that pocket, that clock don't go off, and sometimes instead of taking off with that ball or throwing it out of bounds, got you sacked. And I get it. Y'all gonna say, well, the running game wasn't really working. Some of them games, the running game was working. Y'all got away from it. That's just my take. Everybody got an opinion. You can say I'm wrong or whatever. Whoever out there can say, hey, coach, you're wrong on that. I'm just being honest with you. Go back and watch the film. I would try to show the film, but I know that gonna get flagged immediately. But all I'm saying to you is this. My point is, I believe the young man's gonna come out there and he's gonna do some damage this season. Now, as far as him going higher than 10, I can see both he and Milroe going up. But it may only be a spot or two. Because of some of those quarterbacks that played last season that's coming back this year, they had like a one-off type season. You get what I'm saying? It was like you really didn't expect them to lead their teams in the manner in which they did. I think Shedeur might have been the only quarterback on the list that might have had a subpar record. But guys, like I said, go back and check it out for yourself. I believe this young man's going to get out there and do some damage this year. But it's going to be totally up to him making sure that clock goes off in his mind to get rid of that ball when he needs to and not stand back there and pat that ball. There's no way in the world you should get sacked 55 times again this year. If you get sacked 30 times this year, we still got a problem. All this talking about what the offensive line look like, there's no way in the world your behind should be back there getting sacked like this year. And Buffalo fans, y'all better hold his behind according. You better hold him accountable for that garbage. Him and that offensive line, you better hold their behinds accountable for that garbage. If that kid gets sacked more than 20 times in this season, yeah, you see I'm steadily dipping the daggone number. He gets sacked more than 20 times this season, there's a problem. But Coach ain't going to go no further with it. But we're going to go ahead and get up on out this thing. This is another episode of Blow the Whistle with your host, Coach Walker. But until next time, be the one and lead.